In the Return of Reckoning justice system, the players are represented by two separate but equal groups. The snitches, who investigate crimes, and the GMs, who prosecute offenders. These are their stories.
Your basic violent misanthrope, gone berserk with some kind of sword. Sword? I mean like Zorro. His deep stab wounds, wild slash and gash. You work out the sequence? First Mr. Marks here, then this one, then the Bowers. And the cashier she was making for the front door. And last, our survivor. Looks like she caught it coming out of the fitting room.
Which one of you is
Karasana.
I'm Jack. You're under arrest for the...
Enjoying the game.
Put your hands on top of your head.
Well, I didn't...
Now!
One hand or two hands, Mr.
Swordmaster.
Two hands.
Show us.
Charged is not convicted, Uncle. Or is it in this court?
Master Wargrimner.
Read out the indictment.
The charge is that in the 28th year of the reign of our sovereign
Max.
King of England, his wife, the Queen, being seduced by the devil, did knowingly commit
Having fun. Selling potions.
an offences against God.
How do you plead?
Not guilty, my lord.
In the before time, in the long, long ago, which in server time was only about 10 days or so ago, there was a great disturbance in the Force. This disturbance drew the attention of the Lords of Reckoning, and eventually their ire. In response, the great Lords of Reckoning sought out those deemed responsible for disrupting the natural flow of the Force, branded them as heretics, cast them from paradise, and broke their bodies on the crags of the disposed. Final resting place for those now and forever branded as the Band. But there was one who resisted the great Lords of Reckoning. One who dared to infiltrate the sacred forums of Khazad-dûm and beseech others to join his cause by offering them magical and mystical coupon codes. These codes, offered with joy and promise to new users and the Band alike, hinted at a glorious afterlife, one bathed in the righteous light of the Aldemar Valinor if only they would accept the coupon codes. But in terrible retribution, the Lords of Reckoning lashed out, and with flame and anger struck down the words of the Resistor and drove his coupon codes from the forums of Khazad-dûm, never to be seen again. Except for here, of course. For none now live who remember. Except me, because, never pass on an opportunity for a good bit of fun.
But never forget, your verdicts will be judged by God in the greatest court of all.
Off with the head! Off with the head! Off with his head! Off with his head! Off with his head!
My lords, the time has come to pass judgment.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
You suck!
As some of you may be aware, about 10 days or so ago, a number of people were banned from the server. Like all at once. I admit I'm not aware of all the details, but then I don't want to be aware of all the details, and for the sake of this little commentary, I don't need to be aware of all the details. I've been a member of the server long enough to know how the system works. The short version of the story is, some guys did some stuff and judgment was passed.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell!
Okay, perhaps that's a little harsh, but the end result was the same. The screenshots you are seeing here represent the response of one of those whom is no longer with us. I thought them a bit clever and worthy of sharing at least once. I mean, if you're going to go out, why not go out with a little style? And, this ban me coupon code stuff, I just thought was kind of clever. Now, I'm not trying to defend the actions of anyone or attack the actions of anyone. I am just saying what I'm saying. I thought this ban me coupon code stuff was just funny. And if there's one thing that the server needs desperately, it's more humor and people who have a sense of humor. On a related note, I found this thread.
Ford lives over on Rice Avenue, 108.